The office was quiet. Some afternoons passed gently now. Thomas sat at his desk, papers spread before him. Eliza stood near the window, light falling across her face. They spoke of small things: the house, the coming harvest, what still needed tending. Not love, but peace. It was in these moments, unguarded and ordinary, that Thomas felt closest to her. A knock interrupted them. One of the servants stepped inside. "Sir, there is a lady at the gate. She says she is family." Eliza turned slightly. Thomas frowned. Neither of them yet knew what had arrived with that word. Susan Hale arrived without warning. Confidence wrapped in bloodline. Certainty carried like currency. She stepped inside the house as though it had always belonged to her. Her eyes passed over Eliza, once, and then away. Not anger, dismissal. Thomas greeted her as family, out of memory, out of habit. He remembered her as a girl, loud laughter, silk ribbons, always certain the world would bend to her will. He did not see the disruption yet, but Eliza did. And from the moment Susan crossed the threshold, the house felt smaller. That night, Eliza sat alone. Strength had carried her through much, but strength did not spare her doubt. She had always known her place in the world, always known what history would deny her. And now, standing where she stood, she wondered if love could truly cross what had been drawn so deep. For the first time, she admitted it quietly. She cared. Not fear, not gratitude. Love. And love, she knew, made a woman vulnerable in ways chains never had. Susan made herself present, too present. She walked with Thomas through the grounds, speaking easily of family he barely remembered, of cousins who asked after him, of homes he had not visited in years. Susan, light, insistent. "You've been gone too long. They hardly know you anymore." Thomas smiled politely, made excuses. Thomas. "The estate keeps me busy. There's always something that needs attending to." What he did not say, what sat heavy in his chest, was that they would never accept Eliza, and he would not bring her into a place that denied her. Susan laughed softly, brushing past his hesitation. She called it family catching up, but Thomas felt the weight of something else entirely. Susan stayed. One day became three. Three became a week. She filled Thomas's time with conversation, with plans, with reminders of a world that had once belonged to him. Eliza noticed. Each night she went to Thomas's room, not to speak, not to accuse. She turned her back to him and slept. Thomas, exhausted and unpracticed in the language of women, thought only that she was tired. He did not yet understand silence as a question. Susan did not hide her disdain for long. She found Eliza alone in the house one afternoon. Susan, cool, measured. "You should understand, this arrangement cannot last." Eliza did not stop what she was doing. "Susan, he comes from a proper family, and he will remember that." Eliza finally looked at her, not angry, not threatened. "Eliza, do what you will." She turned back to her task. She did not feel the need to fight for what was already hers. By the end of the week, something fragile had formed. Not confrontation, expectation. Eliza waited. Thomas remained unaware. Susan watched. And then, Eliza brought tea to the office. Eliza carried tea to the study as she always did. She reached the doorway and stopped. Susan stood too close. Then, without warning, she kissed Thomas. Quick, claiming, uninvited. Thomas froze. He did not return it, but he did not stop it fast enough. That was what Eliza saw. No struggle, no explanation, just the moment. She set the tray down carefully, turned, and left. He followed her, not to defend himself, but because the thought of losing her arrived faster than his pride. Footsteps echoed behind her. Too loud, too late. Thomas, panicked, breathless. "Eliza, wait! It's not what it seemed." She did not stop. Thomas. I didn't know. I didn't understand what she was doing. He was shocked by her boldness, by his own stillness, by how quickly one moment had undone weeks of care. Eliza slowed only once. She turned her head just enough for him to hear her voice. Eliza, quiet, cutting, controlled. Think, Thomas. She faced him now, not angry, clear. Eliza, open your eyes. Then she turned away again and walked on. Eliza did not come to his room that night, not to punish, to remember herself. She slept alone, tears falling quietly, not from weakness, but from truth. Thomas did not sleep at all. The absence of her presence weighed heavier than the fear of her anger. Silence returned, but it did not feel the same. Morning came. Thomas did not hesitate. He wanted her out. The peace he had for the past weeks was being interrupted. Susan argued, mocked, spoke of bloodlines and propriety, and how low he had made himself by marrying that woman. He is shaming his own family name. And in her voice, Thomas heard his father. That was enough. He told her to leave and never return. Not in anger, in clarity. The house had changed again. Not loudly, not ceremoniously, but in the way air feels lighter after a storm has passed. It had been a month since the unexpected visit. A month since tension had pressed itself into every corner of the house. Now the walls breathed easier. So did the people inside them. Susan's name was no longer spoken, not because it was forbidden, but because it no longer mattered. Thomas and Eliza did not discuss what had happened. Not the kiss, not the silence that followed. Some things, they had learned, did not need repeating to be understood. What mattered was what remained. Thomas wanted to make it right, not with apologies, but with intention. He had seen the way Susan dressed, the ease with which wealth wrapped itself around her, and for the first time he realized he could give Eliza the same. But he knew she might refuse it if it were offered too boldly. So he chose a quieter path, a simpler one. He asked her to go into town with him, just the two of them, not to display her, not to change her, but to walk beside her. Eliza agreed. She did not ask why. She already knew. They went into town knowing the road would not soften simply because they walked it together. Nothing had changed. The stares still followed. The whispers still traveled faster than the carriage wheels. Some shopkeepers hesitated only a moment before opening their doors. They saw Thomas's coat, his posture, the weight of his name, and decided his money was worth their discomfort. Others were less careful. A few shut their doors outright, wood against wood, eyes turned away. Eliza did not slow her step. She had learned long ago the difference between being unseen and being unwelcome. Thomas felt it all, every glance, every calculation made at her expense. He watched the way people weighed her worth against his presence, and it settled heavy in his chest. They moved from shop to shop in silence, until they reached one particular store. The windows were full, the door was open, and inside, the line was already being drawn. They entered one shop that did not bother with pretense. The silence was sharp, the refusal immediate. A shove meant to dismiss her, a word spoken without care. And something inside Thomas broke, not loudly, but completely. Thomas, voice rising, unsteady. "Don't you dare!" His body moved before his thoughts could catch it. Anger, old, untrained, dangerous, surged forward. And then, Eliza, clear, commanding, unafraid. "Thomas Edward Hale!" His full name, not shouted, spoken. The sound cut through him. He stopped, because he recognized that voice, not as control, but as grounding. He looked at her, and remembered who he was trying to become. Eliza did not scold him. She did not pull him back. She simply stood, unmoved, unbroken. The town did not change that day, but Thomas did, and Eliza saw it. The carriage rolled away from town without ceremony. The road back was quieter, not because the town had softened, but because there was nothing left to say to it. Thomas sat rigid, one hand resting where Eliza's had been only moments before. His knuckles were still pale. His breath had not fully settled. Eliza sat beside him, facing forward. She did not scold. She did not comfort. She waited. Thomas, low, ashamed. I saw it in myself. He swallowed. Thomas, that anger, it's his. His father's shadow rode with them now. Thomas, I told myself I was different. A pause. Thomas, but it's still there. And today, I frightened myself. Eliza turned then. Eliza, steady. You stopped. He looked at her. Eliza, you heard me. That mattered. He had managed to buy a few things. 2 dresses, simple, respectful. Supplies for the house. Small comforts meant to say I see you without speaking it aloud. But shame rides quieter than anger, and longer. The house settled into evening. Thomas washed and changed slowly. Too slowly. Eliza did not come when she usually did. Minutes passed. Then more. Fear crept in where anger had been. Fear of what she had seen. Fear of what she now understood. He went to her door. The knock was soft, almost unsure. Eliza? The door opened. She stood there, tired, composed. Yes? I wanted to say. He stopped, then stepped closer. I love you. The word surprised even him. He did not reach for her. He waited. Eliza studied his face. Then, he leaned in, slowly, gently. A kiss, brief, careful, placed on her lips. Not possession, not demand, only intention. She did not pull away, but when she spoke, her voice was firm. I'm tired, Thomas. Tonight, I need rest. He nodded. I understand. Inside her room, Eliza closed the door. She lifted her hand, touched her lips. A small smile came, uninvited. Her Thomas was coming around, slowly, but truly. The house had gone still. Eliza sat alone in her room. She lifted her hand and touched her lips. A pause. Something had changed. Morning returned to the house without ceremony. Light filtered through familiar windows. Footsteps moved through familiar halls. But nothing inside them felt the same. The town still lingered, not in words, but in memory. Eliza moved through the house with practiced ease, orders given, meals planned. Work resumed. Her posture remained steady. Yet something had shifted, not broken, not hardened, simply opened. She did not look for Thomas, not because she was avoiding him, but because she was allowing the moment to settle. Thomas watched her from a distance, from doorways, from the far end of rooms, not with possession, not with doubt, but with recognition. He saw the way she carried herself, unchanged by the town's cruelty, unshaken by his failure, unsoftened by the kiss. And he understood something then. Love would not be proven in grand gestures. It would be proven in restraint, in listening, in choosing differently, again. That evening, Thomas did not linger at the edges of rooms. He did not wait for the house to quiet on its own. The memory of the town, the moment he nearly lost himself, and the softness of her lips afterward, pressed equally on his mind. Silence, he understood now, could resemble distance, and distance could undo what courage had just begun. He stopped outside her door, not pacing, not rehearsing, just standing. This time, he did not knock as a master, not as a man seeking forgiveness on his own terms, but as someone asking permission to move forward. Eliza, May I speak with you? A pause. Footsteps. The door opened. She stood there, composed, eyes guarded but present. Yes. He did not step inside. He waited. They stood facing one another. No accusations, no raised voices, no urgency. Thomas did not explain the town first. He explained the failure. Thomas, I didn't stop it fast enough. He met her eyes. Thomas, and that is on me. He didn't rush to justify. He didn't reach for her. Thomas, I'm still learning how to protect what I've chosen without becoming the man I fear. Eliza listened. She did not interrupt. She did not soften her stance, but she did not turn away. Eliza, calm, honest. I needed the night to remember myself. A breath. Eliza. And to admit something I hadn't said before. He waited. Eliza, I care for you. The words were quiet, but they landed with weight. Softness did not weaken her. It clarified her. The house had gone still, not asleep, but listening. Thomas stood in the doorway, the lamplight behind him casting more shadow than shape. The courage it had taken to come this far sat heavy in his chest, not fear now, but awareness. He did not raise his hand again. He had already knocked. Thomas, careful, vulnerable. Eliza, I thought perhaps we might not return to how things were. Silence, the kind that tests intention. His breath caught before he could stop it. Thomas, but I find I miss your presence more than I fear the quiet. The door opened. Eliza stood there for a long moment, not guarded, not yielding, present. She searched his face, for expectation, for entitlement, for the man who might still choose power over patience. She found neither. Eliza, gentle, resolute. We don't return to the old ways. She stepped back. Eliza, but we can continue forward. Thomas exhaled, slow, unsteady. Not relief, release. He stepped inside. The door closed softly behind them. Not certainty, not ease, but reconciliation, chosen again.